The rivalry between Alex Dumas and Ben Young continues here at round 2, but the top 4 are only separated by half a second, so it's still anybody's game.
In round 1 at Shannonville Motorsport Park, it was a tale of triumph and heartbreak. For Alex Dumas and his Economy Loop BMW team, the weekend could not have gone any better. Pole position and 2 victories catapulted him to the top of the GP Bikes Pro Superbike standings. For Sam Guerin aboard his EFC Group BMW and his team, a broken throttle body in race 1 and a crash in race 2 left him and his championship aspirations shattered. Can Guerin find redemption here in Nova Scotia?
Stacey Nesbitt and Colin Fraser here at Atlantic Motorsport Park for round 2 of the GP Bikes Pro Superbike division. And Colin, round 1 was the Alex Dumas show. Round 2, not so much.
Well, 0.18 seconds is definitely not so much, and that is the margin between Dumas and our reigning number 1 Honda's Ben Young. So Young got the pole position, Dumas second, and lots of great races between them, and we expect a lot more of that here this weekend in Nova Scotia.
Called this morning in practice a big crash for Alex Dumas on his BMW effort.
That's the backup bike or the rain bike or the bike that needs to be fixed in the next couple of weeks.
That is a big one, sliding and slopping through all of the grass here at Superbike as we get a look at the starting grid with Ben Young on pole.
Great battle for the top spot, 0.18 seconds between the two as we touted, and Sam Guerin again on pole in row 2, just like at Shannonville. Hopefully it goes better.
Torrin Collinson is Nivalda Suzuki up there as well. John Fraser in the mix on a Suzuki himself, as we see Connor Campbell as well in his B&T McFarlane Kawasaki effort.
Fraser on the ex-Dumas Suzuki, and he has been touted for a podium here in the past.
Blaise Fougère, Laurent Laliberté Girard as well. Towards the back end is Tyrone Tavares on row number 6 as we get a look around a place that always makes for great racing, Superbike.
Yeah, hard to get more demanding than this place. It's not a very long track, but man, is there a lot to do. No place to rest, busy all the time. No flat pavement here whatsoever. The roller coaster back straight, just to be clear, not a straight at all, but definitely an exciting place to try and hang on to 200 horsepower.
Round 2 of the Bridgestone Canadian Superbike Championship is presented by Pro Cycle and Canadian Kawasaki Motors. Warm-up lap underway. Great to see the riders on track, and even better to be joined by our Bridgestone pit reporter, Stacey Nesbitt.
Thanks, Marshall. Race 3 is already setting up to be a huge battle here at Atlantic Motorsports Park. Ben Young clinching his first BS battery pole position here on the Van Dolder Honda proves that a little bit more seat time makes all the difference. He snatched pole position off of Alex Dumas on the Economy Loop BMW by a mere 0.018 seconds. Dumas enters round 2 as our GP Bikes Pro Superbike points leader on his Economy Loop BMW after winning both races in round 1 at Shannonville. This pole position has put a Honda machine to the top of the box for the first time since 2015 when Jody Christie won the championship on his CBR 1000 RR. This second round brings us to AMP, which is the most technical track on the schedule. With its elevation, blind corners, and narrow layout, it'll put the riders to the test both mentally and physically. A track that puts skill, experience, and strategy over horsepower and will provide quite the showdown. Back to you.
Thank you, Stacey, as we look to the Power Sports TO starting lights getting set to go here in Nova Scotia. And we are full throttle, flying away off the start. It's Alex Dumas. Looks like he's taking the whole shot. Jordan Zoe chases him down, but wow, Sam Guerin on the outside of Ben Young.
BMW traction control, slightly aging Kawasaki's electronics at the start here at AMP.
It is tight down into turn number 2. Zoe climbing on the back of Alex Dumas, that Economy Loop BMW, dominant in round number 1 and leading early on.
Yeah, and it's a strong showing from Dumas, who was very close to pole position, and of course was the dominant player 3 weeks ago at Shannonville at our opener.
What a great pack here all over the back of each other. 5-6 riders as we head towards the back straight for the first time. As you always say, Colin, not exactly straight, and always an adventure for both Dumas and Guerin wheeling their way down it.
And the key here is making sure you have brakes. And wow, what a twitch from Dumas as he first got on the brakes. This uphill sweeping turn 7. If things go wrong here, they get out of hand in a big way. And look at the group going for the lead already.
Zoke super comfortable, you can just tell as he's climbing onto the backside of Alex Dumas. They head towards the start-finish straight for the first time here. Climb up over the hill. What a wonderful shot that is in Shubenacadie, and it will be Alex Dumas leading lap number 1.
6 bikes battling for the lead, but one of these things is not like the others, and that is the Suzuki 750 Supersport class bike of Collins at the back of this train.
He is in 6th right now. David McKay on that ODH Snow City Honda as well in 5th. Just behind Ben Young, who started on pole position, falls back into 4th right now, chasing Guerin, Zoke, and Dumas.
And if you're wondering where the other Honda is, he's just outside of the shot. In 8th place, that's Phil de Gamma Blanchette. And here we have some great onboard graphics from the McKay team. You have a good look at the performance of that Honda. And the Honda we're most interested in watching the performance of is the red bike right in front of him.
Well, yeah, and you can see just bouncing around again, Dumas wiggling all over the place, and Zoke trying to take advantage.
Always got to ask yourself what your commitment level is. And boy, Dumas, who of course crashed just a few minutes ago, is showing terrific commitment right away, and that's what it's going to take to do well here. You got to turn consistent laps, but they're going to be tough laps. You're going to be sweating.
Dumas almost taking a defensive line there as he was trying to hold off Jordan Zoke, who will climb up the top of the hill once again to complete lap number 2.
There certainly has been some cynical commentary from his opposition about how conservative
and
he was.
Down the hill goes Zoke. We saw that last year at the same spot on Alex Dumas as well, so setting that one up. And Jordan Zoke is into the lead on his CKM Kawasaki.
And I think the door was about half open there. Dumas was pretty busy and just didn't move over maybe as much as he would have liked. You see here, Dumas is on the classic fast line. Jordan sees the inside. This was repaved fairly recently, so it's a good place to trail break your way into the lead. Great shot here, and this is the shot that really shows how far back Zoke was when he made up his mind to try it.
Extremely committed from Jordan Zoke. The legend of the sport continues to battle his way towards the front in Nova Scotia. Portions of the Bridgestone Canadian Superbike Championship are brought to you in part by Importation Stebo, Gulf Race Fuels, and EBC Brakes and Clutches. Closed captioning for the Bridgestone Canadian Superbike Championship is brought to you in part by AIM Insurance, Keen Truck Incorporated, and Revs for Red. Welcome back to Atlantic Motorsport Park as we are working on lap number 6 of 22 as there are 6 riders, including Torrin Collins, right there on the inside of the Canada Cup champion Ben Young, taking away that position as that was for 4th spot. And he holds it for now.
On board with Young, having a good look at that back of that Suzuki 750, and Collins turned the 3rd fastest lap, last lap, of any of the front runners, and that is impressive given he has about 80 less horsepower.
Jordan Zoke continues to control out in front. Alex Dumas starting to hunt once again. Looks a little bit more stable on the bike going down the roller coaster here. Collins, we do see another little bit of a twitch there.
Yeah, it's busy with the front end, and I don't know if the thing's topping out or what's going on. And of course, lots of weight transfer when you open the throttle all the way, and holding the throttle to the stop on the back straight is an extremely difficult task. Most people can only do it for a very small part of the lap.
Can only imagine just how physical this track is on the body on most of these 1000cc engines. But again, as they cross the line to begin lap number 7, there is that Navalda Suzuki of Torrin Collins holding down 4th position.
And we got to mention McKay in 6th, just 1.6 seconds back, and he has been running well, and he's been hanging in with Ben Young right in front of him.
Dumas goes extremely deep into turn number 2, the Economy Loop BMW off the racing line, so he drops back several spots, and Ben Young will move his way back up into 4th.
One of the tricky things about riding a superbike is using all the gearbox, and a lot of riders don't like to go all the way down to 1st gear. Dumas does.
As we listen in,
looks like a similar problem to what we saw at Shannonville with neutral, and of course when you aren't sure what gear you're in, that completely spoils the turn, and when you're braking to almost no road speed, that means you have very little gyroscope in the bike, and stability is a big concern. Very easy to tip over on the brakes when you're freewheeling.
Amazing. Look here at Sam Guerin on board his EFC Group BMW and just the complexity of that M1000RR as it tries to track down the ZX-10R of Jordan Zoke.
Yeah, I love that on board forward-facing view because it gives you a sense of what the rider actually sees because he's trying to take in the data as much as he can. One of the problems here at Superbike is there's no time to read your data. Now, the BMW delivers a lot of really useful information.
Oh, Torrin Collins from way back on Sam Guerin. Same spot he picked up Ben Young. Guerin fights back over the top, and how will he? Yes, he does the long way around, being able to get back that second position.
And the key here is if you are fighting somebody like Collins who's so aggressive, if the door is open, you have to go because what he's trying to do is break away to intimidate you with the way he rides the motorcycle. He's clear about that, so full marks for Guerin, but you got to hand it to Collins. He's so aggressive.
Guerin not scared. Let's head down to our Bridgestone pit reporter, Stacey Nesbitt.
We're here with Ryan, Jordan Zoke's crew. Ryan, this is an incredible race for Jordan so far. How's it going?
Well, we're pretty happy with our position right now. We're out front. I think Jordan's controlling the pace right now. I think there's a little bit more in it. We're going to see these guys really pushing towards the end. Cloud cover's making the track probably a little bit difficult. We'd like a little bit more temperature, but he's been around here a lot and he knows how to control a race, so far so good.
He definitely knows his stuff. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Stacey. As you see Torrin Collins, the body language wiggling all over the place as Sam Guerin takes a look on the outside here of Jordan Zoke. And this tremendous battle up at the top continues, but Ben Young back and forth, Alex Dumas in fifth right now, and David McKay falling off the pace a little bit, so this is a breakaway pack of the top 5 at Superbike.
Guerin changing up his lines, and look at Ben Young having a crack at Collins. Nice side by side.
As they head back down the hill, and it is Ben Young taking away the position that he lost previously from Torrin Collins. He had the best seat in the house to watch the Collins-Guerin battle just a few laps ago.
Yeah, and Guerin's trying some different lines. He's quite proud of his line choice, and it was interesting. I think he ended up blocking Collins, probably unintentionally, but Collins' classic turn 2 dive bomb can't play out if Guerin's going up the inside.
Wonderful scenery here at Atlantic Motorsport Park, but all 5 of these riders heads down right now trying to find as much pace as they possibly can, and Jordan Zoke completely unable to shake Sam Guerin right now.
Got to remember, Ben Young has not won so far this year. He has done well at our Shannonville opener. He's third. We're almost halfway, so I have a hunch that Ben Young's thinking, if I'm going to win this thing, I need to get a move on.
As Guerin looks around the outside, he set this one up the last lap, and he'll make it stick for now. Can he throw the anchors on down into turn 2? He will. He holds on to top spot and takes the lead of this race. Jordan Zoke in behind as we see the look from the onboard. Going on the long way around that CKM Kawasaki as Guerin with some major adversity in round number 1 at Shannonville in his groove and into the lead at Atlantic Motorsport Park. Welcome back to the East Coast. Great racing here as Sam Guerin starting to stretch his legs just a little bit, but Ben Young able to get past Jordan Zoke into second spot in this race as the Vandolders home team Honda makes a move now. Torrin Collins also goes down the inside of Jordan Zoke, so Zoke sliding backwards.
Yeah, and I think in stock car parlance, that was a bump and run. I think Jordan may not be thrilled about that, and so let's see it again in replay. Collins, again, completely committed from behind, sideways sliding, pivoting on the front end, makes the move work, and Jordan's thinking, I was waiting to get Ben, and now someone's in the way.
Unbelievable the way that Torrin Collins doesn't lose the front when he goes downhill into turn 2 there, and somehow gets back on the throttle, gets the drive out of the corner, and holds on to the spot. As we saw Sam Guerin able to battle back against him earlier, but Guerin thought he was running away. All of a sudden, it's Young, followed by Collins, Zoke, and Dumas as well. This 5-pack have really separated themselves from the rest of the field.
And we got to mention Dumas, who looked so good in qualifying, was so close to earning pole, and he looks like he's just barely hanging on by the skin of his teeth in 5th, and I think he's maybe a little demoralized by how aggressive the racing is in front of him.
Which bike to you looks the most settled right now as Collins drags that right foot going down the hill and one, and he's off the racing line and finally is able to slow it down enough, but Zoke gains some ground. I was just about to say, which bike looks the most under control in this difficult circumstance?
Well, we have to take the Collins bike out of the mix because of the way its operator chooses to conduct himself. I got to go with Guerin. I mean, Ben has done a fantastic job his first time setting up the Honda here, and obviously Ben has a very soft touch. But Guerin's bike is just doing so well. Remember, he won in the rain here last year, was a big breakthrough success for him.
Alex Dumas trying to hang on to Jordan Zoke in that battle for 4th position, but Dumas a little bit off the pace right now as he's finished on the podium in all 33 of his Bridgestone CSBK races that he has indeed finished. So looking to get onto the podium here, but some work to do in a very challenging group in front.
Collins likes to set up his bike stiff, and you could see how stiff it was going into the carousel. And from Jordan's perspective, you know, Jordan is a guy who typically outbrakes pretty much everybody in front of him. It's impossible to outbrake Collins. If you can go in as deep as Collins goes, you're doing very well.
And with the big wheelie over the top of the hill as Zoke closes up onto the rear tire of that Navalda Suzuki and the CKM Kawasaki ZX-10R down the hill into turn 2, where he had the spot taken away by Collins.
And you can see Collins was chasing the front end there. There was no major drama, but he was a little bit wide, and Jordan sees that and says, there's going to be a mistake. I'm going to find my way by. But the problem for Jordan is he wants to be on the podium.
He wants to be on the podium, and Sam Guerin wants wins after an extremely difficult round 1.
Yes, it was really heartbreaking. We did good at the regional, and then we went to the national, and we had the first DNF. I was in 2nd place, so I wanted to stay on the track and try to salvage some points at least, but the bike didn't want, and it was dangerous for me or for the others, so I pulled in. I was hearing the podium celebrations, and this is heartbreaking. And the Sunday, I crashed, I lost the front. So yeah, once again, you go back to the motorhome, you have the good team, the good engineer, the good bike, everything is there, but you just don't put everything together. So it was hard the last 2 weeks, but I took this as a motivation to train harder and to get ready for this round.
The famous quote is, pressure is a privilege, and boy has Guerin responded the way you're supposed to. Wow, Collins off every time I try and say something about Guerin, Collins does something we have to reference.
Jordan Zoke gets the spot back here as Collins runs onto the grass a little bit and then almost loses control going down the hill, still having that Navalda Suzuki wiggle around on him, but Sam Guerin hoping he can make atonement for his round 1 struggles. He continues to lead as Ben Young and Jordan Zoke give chase here in Nova Scotia. Portions of the Bridgestone Canadian Superbike Championship are brought to you in part by Importations Thibault, Gulf Race Fuels, and EBC Brakes and Clutches. Welcome back to Atlantic Motorsport Park. Sam Guerin continues to lead from Ben Young and Jordan Zoke as Torrin Collins in 4th position right now on that Navalda Suzuki Super Sport Spec as he is trying to track down Jordan Zoke. This lead pack of 4 has broken away from the rest of the field, and once again down into turn number 2. Somehow Collins picks up the drive and makes the move on Zoke again.
Yeah, it's been brutal down at the bottom of the hill for everybody who isn't named Torrin Collins on a Suzuki 750. And you can see here, he doesn't have the power, but boy, does that bike put the power down well. It is handling very well.
Let's hear from Stacy.
So I'm here with Connor Campbell. Connor, you're pulled in. What's going on?
Yeah, we had a big tank slapper off the back straight, and I went to come into the carousel, lost brakes, and had to bail, unfortunately. Ran into the grass, had nothing, and just didn't want to hit the wall, so we just threw it away, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Hopefully we can get the bike fixed for tomorrow.
We got race for tomorrow, so best of luck.
Thank you.
Last year, Connor Campbell had a whole selection of weird problems, and this year we thought he dug out, but it seems to be coming back to get him.
Yeah, Shannonville, he was not very lucky either, so a tough start to the year there for the B&T McFarland Kawasaki effort as Sam Guerin leads on lap number 21, and we see Jordan Zoke making a charge on Torrin Collins around the outside, and where did Zoke find that pace? As now Collins undoubtedly will try to come back down the inside as he has all race long. Zoke knows he's going to go there, but still can't stop the 71.
Yeah, every time we go on board, it's like there's a bike missing because it's about to pop out of nowhere onto the camera. And yeah, Collins is the Energizer Bunny here. He just keeps on ticking.
And he knows he has to try and get as much speed as possible heading onto the roller coaster as we head towards the final lap here in Nova Scotia and race number 3 of the Bridgestone CSBK season in the GP Bikes Pro Superbike feature class as Collins wiggling his way around and sliding it all over the place as Young tightens up the gap here on Sam Guerin.
Yeah, you're wondering what commitment looks like. We've seen it twice. We saw Collins on the back straight, and now we're watching Ben Young going for the win. It would be his first win in a very long time, and he wants it very badly, and he has found some pace.
And his first year on the Honda CBR 1000 RR-R, as he's trying to track down that BMW M1000 RR that he used to ride on, as we see Jordan Zoke just flying down the front straight against Torrin Collins on the final lap. The white flag is out. We have two great battles.
I think Jordan will shut the door. Nope, here it goes again.
And so close to the back end of that rear tire and exhaust, and Zoke can feel the steam coming out of his ears from here as he tries to get back onto the throttle.
Yeah, good fight by Collins and some great repasses by Zoke, who, as I mentioned, is taking advantage as fast as he can so that Collins can't get a leg up.
So amazing to watch these different CC motorcycles go to battle against each other, as these 2000s, the number 1 and the number 2, used to be teammates for BMW. And right now, Sam Guerin trying to hold off a man that he has come second to so many times.
Very, very unusual line there at the top of the hill. The door is open. Ben Young has made up a lot of ground, but is there time for a pass? Basically one turn left.
Trying to climb over the top of the hill, as undoubtedly they'll both be wheeling to pick up as much speed as they possibly can here as they come to the start-finish straight, and Sam Guerin will hold off Ben Young for victory at Atlantic Motorsport Park.
And that is a oh my goodness, here we go at the line.
And somehow Collins and Zoke end up side by side, with Collins taking a podium on the 750.
And that's Father Mario on the left, the patron of this team, and what an effort by Dumas. You gotta hand it to him, a terrific ride, and maybe slightly benefiting from the fact there was a little too much mayhem behind him.
Unbelievable racing here. We thought it would be fantastic, as Superbike always delivers, and it certainly did.
Yeah, so this is the third race for Ben Young on a Honda and his third podium. First Superbike race for Collins, and he edges Zoke by, I don't know, an inch or two.
Alex Dumas not on the podium for the first time in a race that he's finished. Let's hear from our winner.
Amazing ride, Sam.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
How did the race strategy go?
Oh man, that was not the plan to lead like from half of the race. I was more, my strategy was more to follow the guys and just wait for the last lap drama and try to get a place when they're gonna get together or whatever. I'm really happy. Thanks to all my sponsors, EFC Group, United Rental, Molloy, Norbeck, Roulotte. Thanks to Steve, 26 Suspension, Jordan, Alpha Racing, Peter has been amazing, Mario, our crew chief. It's been awesome. Thank you to all the fans. Yeah.
There's the big smile we did not see from Sam Guerin in round number 1. It's back, but at the top of the championship, it is Ben Young tightening down on Alex Dumas.
And you got to say that when you think of where Guerin is now, 5th, just a win basically out of things, that is a fantastic effort halfway through the second round.
BMW in control, Honda second right now in the 2025 Constructors Championship, and it is Jordan Zoke carrying the load right now for the Kawasaki team as Suzuki and Yamaha bring up the back end of all things constructors. But a tremendous day of racing here at Atlantic Motorsport Park in Shubenacadie, Nova Scotia. Sam Guerin takes the victory ahead of Ben Young and Torrin Collins, but the BMW number 2 is number 1.